So in this video, we're going to talk about exam management. So to start off with, let's take a look at the registrants. And as you can see, under a registrant, you can see the exams that a registrant has passed to become a member. So in this case, we have a CPNRE exam that this member has looks like they're scheduled to write it. In this case, they haven't actually completed it, and it's the CPNRE in Winnipeg on September 11th, 2013, in English. And so we haven't gotten any results back from it. So in the management of the exam, in the overall exam management process, we have the exam management module. So at the very top level, we have what are called exam types. So when we do a search for everything, we have just the CPNRE set up. And that's typical for all of the LPN colleges. Other groups, like the massage therapists, for instance, have multiple exam types. They have the multiple choice and what's called the OSCE, or it's the practical exam. So, but for the LPNs, as I say, typically there's just the one exam type. So the next level is the exam. And so what we do here is we have the CPNRE exam for 2013. And typically what we'll do is we'll create another exam record for 2014, and we just set the effective and expiry dates. And so that's just a container for all of the exam offerings that you're going to have for 2013. The next level, and this is where it gets really interesting, the next level is what's called the exam offering. So the exam offering is where we set up the actual writing of the exam. So if you have an exam offering that's going to happen in Dartmouth on July 15th, then what we would do is we would create an exam offering, and we say it's going to be the CPNRE, and you pick from the list of writing centers. Now those writing centers are simply just organizations. I'm going to undo this. Those are simply just organizations. Those are simply just organizations that you have in the system, and they have all then been given an organization type of writing center. So you can keep them kind of compartmentalized. So back on the exam management, under exam offering, we're going to create a new offering. So we're going to say we're writing the CPNRE. We're doing it at the Thompson Writing Center. The date is going to be August 30th, let's say. And we can even set things like the seating capacity, so I know how many registrants I can accept, and I know when the last nominal roll is. So let's say it's a week before. Once we save it, then it starts to come up here. And then again, back on the member relationship management, I could in fact change this person's exam offering to that new one that we just created, the August 30th one for Thompson. So in working with the exam offerings, then typically what happens is you have an exam facilitator company that actually runs the exams for you. So usually what will happen is we'll turn select on. We'll say we're going to do it for the Winnipeg one because I know we have a registrant there, and we're going to export the data for that, and it's the exam nominal roll that gets sent to the exam facilitator, so that they can accept ID and that kind of thing for that group. So we extract that into Excel, send that off to the facilitator. And then there may be some back and forth, but eventually, once the people have written that exam, then the exam results come into Alinity. Now, there's a bunch of different ways that those can be managed. For many groups, you just get it in a PDF from an exam facilitator, and in that case, you just take it and what we would do is we would turn select off. We would find everybody in that writing center, or sorry, in that exam, and then we would just manually update their scores. If you get an electronic file from them in Excel format, and it's always in a standard format, then we can actually take that file and import it into Alinity using the exam result file process. It depends really. Each of the LPN colleges are a little bit different. CLPNA, I know, does get an exam file. The Manitoba registrants don't get an exam file, so it's kind of a hit or miss kind of thing. But we can definitely handle it if you do. And with the exam result file, as I say, so what would happen is on the exam offering, each person's exam record would be updated automatically. It would be marked as passed or failed on the exam date, and then you don't need to actually do any manual updates. So that's an overview of the exam management module. I hope it went into enough detail. If you have any questions, though, please do give me a call. Thanks a bunch. Bye-bye.